Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best monitors under $200.
Starting at number 5.
BenQ GW2785. This small-sized monitor from BenQ is ideal for those on a tiny budget. The 21.5 inches VA-based panel boasts a great contrast ratio and has good viewing angles, too. Despite having a slightly wobbly plastic stand that's limited to tilt adjustment, its three-sided borderless design is extremely attractive. If you're looking for something slightly bigger, consider its sibling, the GW2480, instead. It has a 24 inches IPS panel that runs up to full HD and can be found for just £158.
Coming at number 4.
AOCU32P2. The AOCU32P2 represents extraordinary value for money. This 32 inches 4K monitor makes the most of its high resolution with a large MVA panel that manages to swerve the kinds of viewing angle issues you'd normally associate with vertical alignment panel tech. This panel is bright, reaching over 400 nits on test, and it's pretty accurate, too. We measured a high of 99% sRGB coverage with an average delta E of just 1.09. Those are very good results for a monitor that usually costs under £379. Sadly, scarcity has driven the price up. Elsewhere, the U32P2 continues to impress. The stand offers all four main forms of adjustment and does so in style, with 90 degrees of pivot, 150 mm of height adjustment, 22 degrees of backwards tilt and 180 degrees of swivel in either direction, meaning you can spin the screen all the way around. This is one of the most ergonomically friendly monitors we've tested.
At number 3.
BenQ GW2785 TC. We often talk about monitors offering unbeatable value for money, and the BenQ GW2785 TC is far and away the best example we've come across. This 27 inches 1080p panel has a huge feature set and a jaw-droppingly minuscule RRP. The stand is fully adjustable, with portrait mode support, 130 mm of height adjustment, 45 degrees of swivel left/right and 20 degrees of backwards tilt. There's a USB-C port on the rear alongside one HDMI 1.4 port, one DP 1.2 in port and a DP 1.2 out port with which you can create a daisy chain arrangement using a second monitor. The panel is accurate and colorful, producing 95.6% of the sRGB color gamut with a delta E small enough to make any inaccuracies very hard to spot. You won't struggle with a dim, washed-out picture either. The GW2785 TC reached a peak luminance of 272 candelas per square meter with a contrast ratio of 1:165 to 1. We could go on, but the point is a simple one: everything about this monitor is made all the more remarkable by its ridiculously good price.
Number 2 of my list.
Philips 243B9H. The Philips 243B9H sits right at the top of the budget monitor range, but for around £300, we reckon there's not much better out there. If you want a 24 inches, 1080p monitor with a versatile stand, a built-in webcam and a panel that performs well, the 243B9H is the one for you. sRGB gamut coverage came in at around 90% in the default mode, with an average variance, delta E, of 2.09 and a near-perfect color temperature of 6600 K. We measured max luminance at 320 candelas per square meter and contrast at 1:230:1. Both of these figures are very good and are higher than those quoted by Philips. The results indicate that the 243B9H is an accurate, vibrant monitor with enough brightness for well-lit environments and no noticeable blue/red tint.
And number 1.
Acer K273. The Acer K273 is our new favorite budget monitor. This 27 inches IPS panel has a 1080p resolution and a 74 Hz refresh rate with AMD FreeSync support and even overdrive controls for gamers. It's a pretty simple monitor, with just HDMI and VGA ports on the rear alongside a 3.5mm headphone jack plus a stand with 15 degrees of backwards tilt. However, it's sensationally cheap, and it delivers where it counts. In our tests, the K273 performed very well for such an inexpensive panel, delivering good coverage of the sRGB callout gamut and decent accuracy to boot. The IPS panel has good viewing angles and great motion handling, more good news for gamers, and it even managed a relatively high peak brightness, 263 candelas per square meter, and contrast, 1010:1. On the whole, this is a cracking budget buy for work and even a bit of play.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.